So it says, how much should speakers spend these stopping points, and and how much should they be natural? I think it's going to be natural or true, right? That's what I seek for. I don't intentionally like, oh, let me slow down, let me go up. I just speak as I am, but at the same time, I am getting feedback from the audience. So again, so I adjust to fit the audience because the intent of my communication is to get to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing it at whatever level, but as I'm doing it, I'm also getting feedback. And based on the feedback, I make adjustments, all in a bid to make sure that I'm getting the message across. Is that your own experience also?
Yes.
All right. So the last one here is says, in addition to silence, what are some other ways of adding moments of suspense to your speech or presentation other than silence? Is there any way, what other way do you get people suspended or catch their attention? Is a question for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it. I don't know, but because like communication generally, I don't know because to me, the other ways by which I think one can do that, one will still have to, keep quiet. Like
Yeah.
maybe I say, okay, let me tell you a story. I still take a pause,
Yeah.
wanting to, wanting to create a suspense from the story. Or
Yep.
maybe it's a preaching message, it's a preaching time in the
Mm-hmm.
church, and not maybe in communication on the secular. And I have to say, okay, I need to point out something to you from a particular passage of the scripture, and then I, I from that I'll still have to pause a little bit because once I say that, I have created a suspense. What is the thing that I'm trying to point out, and from which passage am I trying to point it out? But
Yep.
then, in between the time I point out that and the time I pass across the message that I want to, I still pause. But generally, I think sometimes when you tell a story, or there are people that does this. I don't do it more mostly, but some people do. They might introduce a chorus in the course of a speech, either a message or preaching.
Mm-hmm.
They introduce a chorus, and as they
Yep.
introduce a chorus, probably if it is a church setting and it's a common chorus or an hymn or a line of an hymn, the
Yep.
choristers pick it up,
Mm-hmm.
and so it helps them
Yep.
to still pause. And then the people are wondering what do they want to bring out
Yep.
from that. So if it is prayer, for instance, and I want to introduce a
Yep.
suspense, you might like allow the people to pray, and then you seem not to stop at the usual time that you normally stop, but like you have created a suspense that why is this taking longer than usual, or why is this matter
Yep.
becoming longer than usual. So generally I still see silence coming in one in maybe in an apparent way. It might not be real silence, but apparently it still comes in a little way that at least the suspense is created and the
Yeah.
people's attention is aroused. They are looking forward to what's coming
Yep.
next, what's coming up next.
Yep.
So
Yep. Yeah. I get
but
you.
then, like
For
I said
me,
the other
it's
time,
just another. Go ahead. Yep.
Okay, sorry, sir. Like I said the other time, what
No, go
I
ahead.
see some what I see some people do recently,
Mm-hmm.
although people do that very well in the Western world, I know when I watch them. But what I
Yep.
see, like what I see Baba
Mm-hmm.
Kumuyi does recently is that sometimes
Mm-hmm.
he sometimes usually it's a crusade setting whereby
Mm-hmm.
it's like it allows you would have said some things that the people will need to ruminate upon, and then he
Uh-huh.
quickly takes a sip of water, like 30 seconds or
Mm-hmm.
less than a minute, and then
Mm-hmm.
by the time you see the camera getting back to him, you know that he's just dropping maybe a glass of water by the
Water.
pulpit, and
Yep.
then it picks up again.
Marvelous.
Meanwhile,
Yeah.
the previous things he has said has been, it would have
Thought
given the
on,
people
meditated on.
opportunity, yes, to think
Yep.
about it.
Yep. Yeah. All of this at the end of the day comes from experience. All of what we're saying here is what you will call tools in your toolbox, right? They might
Okay.
not necessarily apply every time you give a talk, but there are tools that
Mm,
are available for you if whatever you're doing needs it. So at the end of the day, it's being able to know what they can do. They know where they might come to be of need. Because if you can't use it in every talk, depending on how much
mm,
time you have and the
yeah.
audience you have and the topic you're talking about. But it's just to know the power of it and the tool itself. And if you then see that whatever you're doing requires such, then it becomes something to use. But yeah, it but the power of it. It's just an opportunity for people to ingest, digest, take in what you have said, you know, so that whatever next you're gonna say will build on whatever they've already taken in already. You know. So just giving an opportunity for them to meditate also on what is it that's being said. Yeah. So it's for us to know there's a tool. And the more we talk, we'll try our hands on it if it's applicable in our particular scenario. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So